break it up, men, but it's time to change the subject for just about 60 seconds.
Hello. Why is that music still playing? That music is not supposed to fade itself out. Give me one moment. There we go. All right. And of course, now I'm not on the right thing to take this away. It's a great start to the show, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to the Rat Hole. We are live playing Word Fluxx. You'll notice this is still sealed. I haven't even opened it. This does not come out for another couple of weeks. This will be available on shelves, I believe, March 25th. So this is a bit of a media preview of this great set. I know, Jim, you're watching. So if you could just let me know that you can hear me okay, that would be great. I'm testing out a new setup. Jim, I don't know if you heard this, but I did have my car broken into and most of my streaming gear stolen. So that was not a great point of my last trip. However, Erie, Florida, and Erie Travels, Mark Lindsay, was kind enough to donate this microphone that he did not need. So I'm using that today. I also got a nice little tumbler. I've had to order a new overhead camera. So we've got that going on. These are reversed. Bleep. So I got this new overhead camera. And you'll notice I don't have my traditional red table cover. I've done that intentionally. I was doing some arts and crafts. This particular playmat is just a printout paper. Looney Labs does offer this as a proper playmat. I just don't happen to have one. You'll note it is beautiful. It looks more or less just like this, but in neoprene. In the background, you can kind of see on the edge of my thing here, I've got a couple more. I've got a Doctor Who Flux one, and I've got a Olympus Flux one. Again, just paper. The only one that they have available for proper neoprene is the diamond tie-dye version. But let's open up Word Fluxx, shall we? And see what we can come up with. Every once in a while, I break up. Is it when I move, or is it just kind of randomly? It's hard to tell if my sound is breaking up, if that's an internet thing, if that's just where I'm at. This mic is a little more directional than I'm used to. So I do need to get used to that. But I'm glad you can at least hear me. That's something. Come on. There we go. Word Fluxx is fighting with me to get the plastic off. Word Fluxx. Plastic, go away. The upside to starting with this being right off the bang is it'll be a little easier for me to sort. For Solo Fluxx, you sort out the rules a little bit differently. So you have a play deck, which is most of the cards. No, get that circle-like data. Yeah. And then you've got a rules deck somewhere, sorry. Now, this could be interesting. Not every Fluxx is equal when it comes to playing Solo Fluxx. Nobody has recorded data on Solo Fluxx just yet. There is a website for it where you can enter in your scores. I have not gotten a chance to do that. There is a second meta rule here, so we're going to put that there. We'll just put the basic rule back into the box. And I need to pull out all of the rules. There's a lot of keepers in this. Why is there a lot of keepers in this? Because the keepers are letters. A, B, C, D, D. I assume, and we know what happens when you assume, that they are in a similar separation of each other. Whoops, I'm whacking my mic there. I may get rid of this spider mount too. I have a regular one. I'm just not used to having it floating like this. As I was saying, I think that the letters here may be separated out in a way similar to Scrabble. Here we go. So here's all of our rules, and these are going to go. Or sorry, here's our rules. These are our goals. My bad. There we go. And I'll shuffle those in a minute. Actions. Excellent. So it does not appear that there's anything that needs to be taken out of this deck. Some decks, there are cards that specifically impact other players or that just don't function, like surprise cards, for example. They just don't function in the same way as a solo product. See earlier statement of not every Fluxx is equal. I'm just going to keep whacking this, aren't I? So we're just going to shuffle this up. We're going to shuffle up the keepers because they are all over the place. In fact, what we're going to do is I'm going to take this and slide this away. And we're going to do the old-fashioned shuffle. All of the keepers. And then we're going to pull in the other goals and the action cards. We're going to give us a good fluffing. There we go. Hold these in as well. And give us a little bit more shuffling. I will have to shuffle the rules as well. So we'll do that in a second here. This is Looney Saturday today. This will become more apparent when I put my thing back the way it's supposed to be. I need to... And there we go. That's the way it's supposed to look. Looney Saturday was conceived as a bi-monthly way to feature games from Looney Labs, specifically their Pyramid arcade games, as there are a bazillion of them. And I wrote some articles on it. And some of my other writers have written into it. And then it expanded to Fluxxin. And then we've done a few others. So now it's just kind of whatever Looney thing happens to be. And since I've been doing more streaming, I've also added in more of the streaming aspect of some of these rather than written ones. Some of you may know I had some rather awful mental health issues going on the last 6-8 months. Just the medications were not agreeing with me. So I've written very little. I finally got a very large article written that I'm shopping out to traditional media, not on Fluxx. Yeah. And pull this back out. There we go. So now I'm hoping my brain will let me get back to writing. And some of my other staff who have had some other issues in their world have hopefully also gotten their lives back together a little bit more. There we go. There we go. This will be an interesting take on this. Hey, Tony. Yes, did I not message you, Tony? I'm so sorry. Yes, Tony was with me in Louisville. Thank you, Tony. You're wonderful. He's one of my favorite token Americans. I am doing better, Jim. Significantly better. It was partially medication, partially the reason for the medication. I am ridiculously bipolar. There are times where I can't trust myself to get out of bed. And to be hold on, we're just going to go like this. To be perfectly blunt, there was a point just before I left on this last month-long trip where I couldn't get out of bed at all. I was barely able to get out of bed to go to the doctor, to get food, to whatever, right? I hadn't dropped too bad. What was going very quickly, very hard down, and that's not good. So I managed to get my medications changed. I'm now back from a trip where I spent a lot of my time manic, which is why I do things so well, is the manic. And I had a little bit of trouble. Like I said, when all my streaming gear was stolen, it took the sails out of my wind. And so I never quite picked back up on that. But here I am. Things are better. Money's not, but I'm slowly getting equipment reorganized. And we're going to try playing some Solo Fluxx. So just to give you an idea of what to do, there's a quick how to play Solo Fluxx. Remove all cards that won't apply with only one player. I didn't specifically do that because I didn't look there. I did look to see if there was a specific card list of anything listed for Word Fluxx. There does not appear to have been. Divide the remainder into 2 decks. Rules and others. Others, rules. Done. Shuffle the rules deck. Done. Shuffle the play deck. Done. Place each deck in the spot. Done. Draw 3 cards from the play deck. 1, 2, and 3. When I play, I'm going to take my turn, and then the rules will take their turn as I flip over one of those cards in between each play. After my turn ends, that's when I do that. Comply with any new hand limits or whatever before taking another turn. Anytime I meet the conditions of a goal, I'm going to move that goal to a scored goal pile down here. Discard all keepers and creepers required by the goal. Game ends as soon as either deck runs out. Now, this is where it's going to be a challenge because there's not a lot of new rules. Most of this deck is keepers and goals. So this will be interesting. There is a meta rule. Keep going. The game doesn't end when somebody achieves the goal. Instead, they claim the goal card and place it in front of them. That player must also discard all of the keepers they used to meet their goal. So basically, they have integrated that solo rule into regular Fluxx, which is an interesting twist. Let's see what I've got here. Going to see if I can. No, I want that to go away. And I want to see, let's see if I can just bring in the camera in a little bit closer so you can see my hand properly. Yeah, right about there. And we're just going to set that like that. So here's my hand. I've got an A, I've got an N. Right now, the basic rules, which are the beginning of any game of Fluxx, is draw one card, play one card. My action, trade hands. Trade your hand for the hand of one of your opponents. This is one of those times you can get something for nothing. So I could also get nothing for something. I could theoretically play this as a discard my entire hand, because one of the other solo rules is anything that you would trade with an opponent or give to an opponent goes instead to the discard pile. So I'm going to hang on to it and play it that way just to see how it goes. But first, we're going to draw a card. It's a Q. That sucks. We're going to go play a card. I'm going to play the A and keep that. Now, a rule comes into play. New rule. Keeper limit of 6. That's not great in this game. I mean, yes, that is the point. It's not supposed to be easy. If this isn't your turn, you can only have 6 keepers in play. Discard extras immediately. You may acquire new keepers during your turn as long as you discard down to 6 when your turn ends. So that could be a lot worse. It is a limit rule, so it does go over here instead. So it will stay into effect until another limit rule comes into place. It comes back to my turn now. So we're going to go over here. We're going to draw another card. Time is an E. I still have the same hand. I'm going to put that down as well because, vowels are useful if we've learned nothing from Wheel of Fortune. New rule. Draw 5. So I'm now drawing 5, playing 1. And that again goes just over in that rules area. So we're going to draw 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see what I got. I got an F. I got a U. I think the game is trying to tell me something. A D, an A, and an action. I can still only play 1 card. Action. Everybody gets 1. Set your hand aside. Count the number of players in the game, including yourself. Draw enough cards to give 1 card to each player, then distribute them evenly amongst all players. You look at the cards, decide who gets what, handing the cards out to face down to each player. Well, I can certainly use that, so I'm going to go ahead and use this as my play card. So I'm going to play it. It goes into the discard pile, which you can't see from this angle. Goes into the discard pile over here, and I will draw a card for every player. 1, and see what it is. It's an X. Also not ideal, but I can only play 1 card. So it's draw 5, play 1. New rule comes into effect. Draw 4. Excellent. That is so much better in this particular context. Rules discard replaces that, so that's the rules discard. I'm going to flip that upside down so it doesn't look like I'm using it. I'm going to do that over here too, just to be consistent. My turn again. So I draw 4 cards this time. 1, 2, Y, U, D, and an H. So I'm going to see if I can find a word in here. I've got a Q and a U. I'm just kind of setting up here. I'm not actually playing these. Q, U, an A, an E. Do I have a K? I don't yet have a K, but quake would be an interesting word. So I'm going to go ahead and play my Q. Actually, I'm going to play my U down. And go from there. I'm just going to slide this over because that looks just fun. Weak. New rule. Now, hopefully, it's not going to bugger me as far as this goes because I haven't got any goals yet. Goals are obviously an important part of this game. New rule, draw 3. All right, so apparently I didn't shuffle this nearly as well as I could. That's fine. I'm still only able to play one. I'm actually a little bit surprised, and it possible is on the regular playmat that they didn't actually put the play one card there. But this was not an official thing. This was downloaded and printed off from Board Game Geek. There was a great designer who did this amongst others. It does have the Solo Fluxx homepage on there, LOONEYLabs.com/Solo Fluxx. All of that information over on the corner. So I draw 3. I got an L. I got an action. I got a V. The action is draw 3 extra cards. Sure, why not? 1, 2, 3. So I got a J, a US for a goal. Any standard 2-letter code for the country, state, or province where you are currently located. Interesting. So that works. It's a little vague. Do I have a B? I do not have a B. I do not have a C, which would be CA is often used for Canada. So yeah, I don't have anything that can help me there, but that's a good. Now at least we have a goal. And I also got an action: draw 3, then play 2 of them. Set your hand aside, draw 3 cards, play 2 of them, discard the last card, then pick up your hand. Continue your turn. I can play that potentially next turn. New rule comes into effect. New rule: hand limit of 3. Oh no. I was really, really hoping not, because that's a giant mitt. So I now have to get down to 3 cards. I'm going to drop that. I'm going to drop the trade hands because I don't need that. I'll keep that, drop that. Don't really need the draw 3, play 2. Could be useful. So I'm going to hang on to it for a second. Don't care about J, V, L, Q, Y. I'll keep a D, H. Get rid of the X. I'm going to keep the F to go along with that U. The rest I'm going to have to get rid of. All right. So there's now a hand limit of 3. I have decided to keep letters D and F and a draw 3, play 2 card. Now it becomes my turn. Oh, nope. Because I've also got to deal with that goal. So I will get rid of the F. So now I do have, that should be, that is a limiting rule, which so it goes over here. The keeper limit does go away. I put it in the play rule, and that's my bad. Let's take a look what we've got here. By all means, if you are sitting there in the audience, please say hello. It's always a good thing to know who's out there watching where. We have a draw 3 rule, so I've got the letter B. Thank goodness. TLA, a 3-letter acronym, a well-known 3-letter acronym that uses 3 or more letters. And goal, double letters. Any word with 2 consecutive letters that are the same. Hey, Royal Phantom King, welcome. Good to see you. I hope you and Kitty are doing absolutely great. I hope to see you guys again soon. Royal Phantom King's wife is, in fact, one of my my writers, so I hope to see her back. And she does a lot of stuff with Looney Labs, so I think she might really enjoy this. As with Deborah, this is a game that is a little better for all of them. It doesn't work as well for solo is what I'm feeling here. But let's just take a look. Again, I have a hand limit of 3. Set your hand aside. I'm going to do the draw 3, play 2 of them as one of my cards. I set that hand aside. I draw 3 cards. Goal. Yeah, I shuffled just like garbage. Okay. Pair of 2-letter words, 5 vowels. I don't have enough to be able to do that. Roman numerals. I just got rid of most of the Roman numerals. I can only play one more card too, so 5 vowels. I have 3 vowels. I'm going to keep that as a goal. So I will play 2. Doesn't matter which ones I play, because at the end of the day, there's only the one goal that will stay in effect, I believe. I'm going to double check that. Yeah. So those get put back in. I'm going to shuffle this as I go by throwing it in there. I'm not too concerned. And that leaves me with these. I can only play one card, and I have to discard a card. Here's what's going on. Jim, my sister was here earlier, and we played Scrabble. What a coincidence that word games. I'm not a fan of word games, just as a general rule. Weird to say, I know, as a writer, but I'm not a word guy. Which is why it's so weird when people say, "Oh, I love your writing." It confuses me immensely. All right, so there is A and B. I'm going to get rid of the double letters. So I'm keeping these. Next turn, I'm going to want to play that. So I have the A and the B. That is Alberta. And now it's the rules turn. So we're going to go back out to here. Word bonus, free action. So it's going to go into the other rules section. Once during your turn, if you can make a 3-letter word with your keepers, you can draw a card. Well, golly gee, I can spell the word bay. I don't know if it's in the official Scrabble dictionary or not, but we're not playing Scrabble, so I don't care. It works. I got an I. So I have not played any cards yet. This is my turn. Actually, so I can't use that yet. I have to draw my 3 cards first. 1, 2, 3. And then I draw my 1. Either way, the I is still good. Goal. The game of the name. If I can spell flux, I'm probably going to discard that one. So I can still only play 1 card. That 1 card has to be the current location, which will get rid of this goal. I'm just going to slide it again into the middle here because, again, we could use some extra shuffling. And so the A and the B go away. I keep that scored goal. And those get discarded. I now need to discard down to only 3 cards. I will keep that. Those are the ones I'm keeping. D and the I, get rid of the R and the L. Knowing that the X is already gone, the flux is less likely to come about, shall we say. All right, so now it is the rules turn. New rule, keeper limit of 5. Well, the upside is that is a limit rule, so it gets rid of the hand size limit. I don't have 5 keepers, so it is less relevant. Still drawing 3, playing 1. I, E, and a G. Can still only play 1. We're going to play the D. And I don't have to get rid of things. Thank goodness. Can I do a 3-letter word? No, I cannot. All right, so new rule comes into play. Keeper 4 limit. Now we're getting a little bit less good. I'm just going to slide that under there just to be contrarian. Draw 3, 1, 2, 3, a palindrome, a P, and a U. Still can only play one. A good day for that. So we're going to play the E into that. I still can only play one card. Frustrating. Now, to be fair, this would be probably less frustrating if I were to be playing in a group. Not every Fluxx game is ideal for solo mode. New rule comes into effect. Play 2. Thank goodness. Like, that's so helpful. All right. Draw 3. Play 2 now. 1, 2, and 3. E, and O, and action. Trash a new rule. I want to keep that. 3-letter acronym. Playing the goal is my first card. There it is, DEI. We all know that particular acronym right now. Oops. So that gives me 2 completed goals and only a handful of turns left. I need a palindrome for the goal I have. O, E, I, E, G. I have a G and an I, but I've already got rid of that. I went GUI. That is completely a acronym, but I need a word, so that doesn't work for this rule up here. EU, a lot of lots. I still have to play a card, so I'm going to go ahead and put that goal down just to have it in play. New rule comes in. New rule, get on with it. It's a free action, which means it's going to replace that word bonus. Before your final play, if you are not empty-handed, you may discard your entire hand and draw 3 cards. Your turn then ends immediately. I may actually even take advantage of that. So it's now my turn. Draw 3, play 2. F. Action. Noun. So the action is take 1, trade 1. Steal a keeper another player has in play. There is no other player. So this is a card that needs to be removed. It is take 1, trade 1. I will draw a different card. Letter A. Noun as a goal. A 4+ letter noun with a whole lot of stuff. Not helpful. G. O. F. All right, well, let's put the G into play, because why not? And we'll get rid of that palindrome for the noun. That's my 2 cards. New rule comes into effect. Getting nervous. New rule, play all but 1. All right. So it's now draw 3, play all but 1. I have a keeper limit of 4. That's not ideal. But immediately I can trash a rule. So we're going to draw 3. 1, 2, and 3. We will trash that card limit, or that keeper limit. So now I can play all the rest of these things. O, a B, an A, an F, an I, a P, a U, another U, another E, O. And I'll keep my rules reset for the moment, because I actually kind of need to do something here. Now, can I make a 4-letter noun with all of these words is the next question. B-A, P. That's an action. I don't have an R. See, I'm just not good at this. G-A, I have no M. Gape, no. Gap, no. It's a 3-letter word. Gap would work, but it's only 3 letters. Can't see. I'm just going to pop this down so everyone else can see those letters a little bit better. So I'm trying to see if I can come up with a 4+ letter noun out of all of this mess. I only have G, B, F, and P as my consonants. Nope. 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 Not using that one. It also needs to be 4 letters. Kurt says, all right, well, before my final play, which technically I have made, I could have discarded my hand. That was a mistake on my part. Beef, 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 beef. Jim, my man, beef. We got no beef. We got no beef with you. Yeah. Thank you, Jim. There we go. That is good. Excellent. You are amazing. All right. New rule comes into play. Nope. The button I want. New rule. Draw 2 instead of drawing 3. So 1 and 2. I still have to play all but 1. So it's going to be the H and the R. There is no goal in play, so nothing else matters. Before I do that, let's pretend I just didn't play that R. I could discard this and draw 3 new cards if I wanted. I don't think I'm going to. No, I will. I'm going to discard. Actually, I'm going to discard the H. Discard the H, and my rules reset to draw 3 cards using the Get On With It. 1, 2, 3. Anagrams. Any 3 letters that can form at least 2 words using all the letters. Action, the eraser. Discard 2 keepers from the table. These may be from 2 different players or from the same player. You must discard 2 keepers, even if you must choose keepers of your own. Technically, it is a playable card. It's kind of a dumb one for solo. That ends my turn. I've only got, again, a couple of quick turns. I've only got about, looks like maybe 3 rounds left. New rule, play 4. So it is now draw 2, play 4. 1, S, 2, wild. Anagram, any 3 letters. Now, for this purpose, wild card has to be a letter. I can't switch the wild. I'm making that call. I don't know if it's legit or not, but I'm saying that that's what that has to be. It has to be one single solitary thing. So we're going to go ahead, play 1 being anagrams. I can play all the rest of these. So we're going to, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to go 1. No, I'm just going to play them. All right. So I still have my 1 card. I'm just going to take a quick look. Is there anything that I can make multiple words out of? Especially with that wild, it should be able to do it. That could be a putt. Does it have to be? Yes. one tee or two. Put like in golf, it's one, right? So I could do a putt, but there's no anagram to that. I can't. Oh, of course. Now there's so there's a pup. So there's that palindrome I didn't have. Grip. But I need what else can I make? Let's do that. So we've got grip. What else can I make a second word out of that though? Is the question. See, because rig is not a real word. And still needs a P. Prig is not a word. Although pit, no. Yip isn't a word. That's not a word. That's not a word on its own. Yeah, grip is a good word. I just don't have a use for it at the moment. Let's try pour. Let's see if I can find another word out of pour. So there's pour. What is roop? Roop? Rip. Yeah, but again, I need a second word out of those same letters. So rip and peer, but I don't think PIR counts as a real word. I would need an E, which I don't have, and two, need to do something with. Curses. You think? Wait, I forgot that I have that. I can do so. I got pyre and peer. There we go. I forgot about that wild card. I have pyre and peer. There's my anagram. Boom. It's helpful if you remember you have all of the things in it. I still have my one card that ends, which is the eraser. That ends my turn. New rule: play 3, replacing the play 4, which I'm going to shove in the middle of all of this somewhere. So I draw 2, 1, 2. I will have to play all 3 of my cards. Goal: 5 different letters. Any word that has at least 5 different letters. And I got an extra W. Now, I'm going to check to see if I've got this goal before, because I don't have to play this if I use my get on with it. Because I don't want to erase any of these. Nope, that's a double letter word. That wouldn't work, and I don't have an E. It has to be 5 letters long. I don't think I do. I'm gonna go ahead and end my turn with the 1, 2, 3. Get on with it rule. This is my last round. There is no more rules after this. I had it with grip and rip. No, it had to use all of the letters. Jim, it had to be that for the anagram. It had to use all 4 letters of grip. So I had to use the P. New rule, play all. Convenient. All right. Draw 2. Player's name or a word that uses either CHPH, AH digraph is what it is. I don't currently have an H though, so that's not helpful. A 3-letter name, nickname, or initials of anyone currently playing the game. Not as useful as you'd think. I'll get rid of that eventually. Not helpful at all. So we're just going to put these aside for a second. So I still need to come up with a 5-letter word with all different words. I mean, I know of an apocalypse cow with a K. I feel like that's not correct. And I still need 2 more letters, so it doesn't matter. There's an S at the end of whatever I choose. Something's E-U-A. I need a D. My kingdom for a D. This needs to be 5 letters. Nope, that's incorrect. Don't have an R. That's 4 letters with gaps. I'm gonna have to argue the blue on that, but gapes. That is a word. So there we go. Ending on a success. We're gonna just shuffle these. So I got 5. I do technically need to play more cards. It doesn't matter. So that could be worse. I've definitely actually done worse than this. How long did that take? We're sitting at just shy of an hour. That included talking through it. So that's not bad. I wouldn't call it good. I did go through most of the deck, even on this side. So that actually worked out way better than I expected it to. It felt more frustrating than what it did. I think what I'm going to do, now that I've kind of given this a shuffle, I'm going to quickly just flip through here, see if there's any more of these options. Trash a new rule, that's fine. Discard and draw, that's fine. Double take. Steal 2 keepers from in front of other players. So no, that would have gone away. Let's simplify. Get rid of rules. Rules reset. That would have been fine. Draw and use them. That's fine. The eraser is fine. Draw 3, play 2, fine. Trade hands is stupid, but by the letter of the rules is doable. Jackpot, fine. Everybody gets 1, technically fine. So yeah, there's a couple of cards in there, double take and take one, trade one, that needs to go away. I will make a note of that. In fact, I will do that right now. And apparently, the computer upstairs is listening to me. Pizza time. I, as in you're having pizza. Now I'm hungry for pizza, Jim. Thanks for nothing. Now I want pizza. You jerk. Actually, and I even have some of the I can make a pizza. All right. You know what, Jim? I agree with you. It is now pizza time. That's a reasonable thing to do for lunch. So I'm going to go like this. Yeah, so that was, I'll finish mucking around with this later. That was Word Fluxx using the Solo Fluxx rules. It felt worse than it actually was. I'll record my win in the official game area on the Looney Labs website, and we'll see who else comes up with anything. I am, as I said, this is the first time that anyone has officially played solo rules. I'm quite certain that someone at Looney Labs will have done so as well already, but I have not, and because it's not available publicly, either has anyone else. But I do want to thank Looney Labs for that advanced copy of Word Fluxx. It's great. I'm glad they were happy to give that to me. I'm going to try and pass that along to either Caitlin or Deborah, if one of them is interested in doing some writing on it, just so that we're spreading the love around, if you will. If not, then I'll probably write something about it, or maybe I'll just write something about it. I haven't decided yet. Thank you once again, just because I'm very, very grateful. Erie Travels, Mark Muncie, for both the tumbler and, most importantly, for the microphone to replace my stolen one. Jim got a meat lover's pizza. Ooh. Well, I've got some ham upstairs. I've got some tomato sauce upstairs. I don't think I have any pineapple, but I can go get some. I have some peppers upstairs. I can definitely make a pizza. Upstairs. So I'm going to do that. Thank you, Jim and Royal Phantom King, who commented earlier. Thank you to everybody who's watching at home or watching later. If you're watching this later, by all means, still put comments in. Feed the algorithm. Share this out. And make sure you subscribe to my channel, please, and or thank you. That's youtube.com/TheRatHole.ca. Every subscription helps, obviously. You'll be able to find me on Legend of Traveling TARDIS on Tuesday if I don't just randomly pop on for another stream. I have a box to open that I'm so excited about. It's killing me not to open it now. But yeah. So you can join me there. And until then, we're going to go ahead. We're going to pop this over here. We'll go throw that up. And again, thank you guys so much for everything that you've done to watch this. And until next time, good gaming and goodbye.